Uh, I First of all, I just want to say thank you, God. I gotta start off with this. The reason why I say that so many times is because I make a lot of videos, and when I be thankful every time I make videos, is a way for me to praise and thank God. Now, my videos are not about religion. I'm not here to preach the word of God. I don't know the Bible. I'm not here writing. I don't know the scripture, but I do believe in God, and I honestly think that's I've been more and more of a believer. But this, what's happening to me as a target individual, I don't think this is anything spiritual happening. Let me just say that I know it's nothing. It's nothing spiritual in the sense that it's demanding beings doing, like, it's definitely scientific purpose. And unfortunately, I understand that everything is done in systematic, orchestrated, militarized fashion. And I know we're just test subject. By this point, if you watch any of my videos, you know that as I always introduce myself as a target individual, and as a target individual, a test subject. As a target individual, we are test subjects. We're guinea pigs. The government is using us as test subjects. And what's happening is we gain this manipulation that's non-stop and altering our mind, driving us into insanity, basically. But also, my health, my physical health, my physiological health is looking bad. My organs are bad. My bones are bad. My teeth are like, it's just they're destroying my body using this technology that is able to do that remotely. I don't know if it's directed energy specifically, but it's technology that can damage you remotely and damage you in a precise way. It's like they don't just like, it's not like a gun where boom boom, like it's just like they can literally damage this specific organ. They can specifically damage this specific organ or that part of, like, it's very precise. It's not just like just to damage for them. They precisely know what they're damaging, how they're damaging, why they, like, everything is control, and it's very advanced for sure. But then the mind, that's where the other level of advancement, that's what we're seeing, that's what we're dealing with, a lot of us target individual. And there's a lot of also psychological games. So they utilize this technology and utilizing also the psychological tactics of brainwashing and combine these things. It's like a mixture of the most psychological, cognitive, or psychological, like warfare type of things, like where they do things in the brainwashing ways while using technology that are so advanced it's even hard to even believe that it's really happening. But you know it's happening. You have no doubt. You know yourself. For me, this manipulation of my mind started in 2019. And there's no, like, this clowns doing these things is just such a failure. Now, the things I'm talking about is like the brainwashing. I have zero doubts. I have no, like, not only I have zero doubts, I am so, like, because the games they play is like gaslighting, right? Now, gaslighting, and I love to bring up what gaslighting is because I just learned where the word gaslight came from. There was a play in 1933 or so about a man driving his wife crazy, and he was using these little psychological games to push her into insanity. One thing he was to do, he used to lower the gas light and make her think that she's just going crazy because the light is not down. She's just her seeing that way, making her feel doubtful about reality and what's really happening. That's what gaslighting is. Now with me, they try to do the same thing. Now, the technology itself is attacking my body and my brain. My brain is being rewired, manipulated in the most degrading ways. There is absolutely nothing I can do with how they want me to experience things. It's up to them. Some of it is so extreme and disturbing. Others is less extreme but still disturbing. Not here to change the world or your point of view, but when you come to you, here it's all about the work. That you gonna be like, oh my gosh, yes, it's me. You look so angry and so fanatical about it. In truth, what's happening is like, you bunch of clown, low life retards. I'll run to you, dumb shit. Try to do. You think a clown like you's gonna make because you're slamming the door? You fucking retard. Excuse my language. I get even angry thinking about that. I get even angry when I just think about how the stupidity around you think that them slamming the door. You think a little retard like you can make me subscribe to this? With me, it goes to another level because I'm being told that I'm being framed by teenage kids. Which is like, so you think that that's not just showing the clear agenda behind this here. So you tell me that I should not see that as like not a validation, that you're clearly falsifying reality. That gives me even more validation, trash. Yes, you who are framing me are manipulating me. Or try to make me subscribe to these storylines and narrative. You who tell me you're pretending you're getting raped. Oh, sorry. You who tell me you're going to have children pretend they're getting raped. You who's saying that you have kids. I'm not even going. This trash act like they. Yeah. Exactly, trash. And they're like, no, we dared. I was like, yeah, okay. Let me just say this. I'm gonna dare. I'm gonna dare too then. But most importantly, you dare to be a fucking retard. Because what you just did just adds validation that's already on. You know how they want me to think like, no, but we're just doing that because it's daring. No. You doing what you do. You are aligning yourself with what you're doing with the narratives. You're painting a false narrative in this fashion and you framing me in this fashion. It's aligned. And they want me to think, no, just what we do is we're just terrorists. Fucking trash. You're framing me because you're creating false narrative. If you wouldn't have to frame me if it was real. Just like what you're doing to my mind, you piece of retard. You try to make me think like a retard. Excuse my language. They make me think like, they want me to think like a mentally challenged man. No, you piece of shit. You're not. These people are big time cowards. But the most importantly is like you just do what these manipulations are aligned with the framing. You're framing me with children, which is something that's falsified. You're manipulating this way because that's also falsified. Those two goes together. You know what they want me to think? No, we observed so we're gonna dare to do this. Disgusting trash. And imagine they do that in front of you. That's if I wasn't as passive as I am, that would cause a murder. The way they even behave, it's like you don't even understand. It's like you could have, you gonna get killed, huh? Because what you're just doing is pure validation that you have the agenda of manipulating me. You are aligning yourself with what you're doing to my brain. The people who will frame me, with given the opportunity, would manipulate you if they had the technology to do that in this fashion. They have the technology that can manipulate your brain. They clearly have done that to others. Actually, this is not even. They do this nasty pedophilia-centric torment tactics that they have to hear every day. Me listening to that, it's so validated that they do things so systematically. It's scary. It's so scary. But they think that they can gaslight you into forgetting how they do that to others. And then this retard think that they can behave in front of you and you're gonna be like, oh, if they're behaving that way, it's just the daring way of behaving. Oh God, it's the opposite. It's the coward way of behaving, thinking that I'm just a passive man. I will react accordingly, there's no doubt, I know that. And they get mad when the obviousness is put in their faces. They love to say, Snapchat. They always said that, Snapchat. Listen, today, like I said, they manipulate me in this degrading way. Every time I look at kids, it's textual stimulation. From the youngest to the oldest kids. You know, to make me subscribe because apparently I'm being framed. And this is what you're seeing here, like, is a teen profile. That Tinder profile, as you can see above there, says 30 years old. This is obviously a child. Not even just a teenage child, a young teenage child. They tell me they're gonna frame me with kids like that. Those are the people who want you to identify and think that we're just examining your brain. It's like, shut up. You're manipulating my brain just like you're framing me. You're framing me just the way you manipulate my brain. And so they want me to accept these ways of manipulating. They force me to get sexual stimulation toward the obviously, like I said, this is like even a young teen. The babies. But the older kids even more. Like it's just another level of manipulation. Because at that point, especially the older teen, you get closer to an adult. You look closer to an adult, they can play my brain that fashion. The closer you are to an adult, you're gonna stimulate me. Matter of fact, they do that even to young adults sometimes. And let me just be honest. Hey, I've looked at a young adult in a sexual way. I'm not a saint here. Okay, I know my perversion. I can look at women sexually, especially specific women. Now, and then place with my brain, but I'm gonna get to that point. But they did to make me subscribe to this manipulation and thinking that we just have so much evidence. It's too much. We have so much. I was like, yeah, right. Look at what I have. Oh gosh, if you have too much, what do I have? Jesus. If you have too much, what do I have here? It's extreme. You have people who are telling you they're gonna frame you with children as young as this Leia, whatever this trash name is. And look at how they tell me they're investigating. This is supposed to be a 30-year-old. Have you heard of people try to catch predator by having kids pretend they're older? Delusional trash. This 30-year-old, gosh. Now, what they love to say is like Snapchat. They love to say that Snapchat as if like Snapchat is like, oh, yeah, you've been on Snapchat. First of all, they make it sound like Snapchat is this social media that people my age don't get are on it, or this like it's just like that's like only kids that go there. Snapchat, not knowing that I probably was there before you even knew what Snapchat was. I still have. It seems like plenty of my friends are still on it. Actually, plenty of my friends who are now closer to their friends. Snapchat, if you don't know what it is what you're seeing here with like there's like small videos. I think it was like the first thing before Instagram story came up. That was that, and way before like the TikTok and whatever. Snapchat was like the first to come with videos, like quick small videos. And I've been there on it for a long time. I think 2013, 24, around that time. Over 10 years ago. I was probably like still in college or something like that. Or about to just finish up college or something like that. And the reason why they say Snapchat actually is because in 2014, I followed somebody who I thought was an adult. I thought it was just a story of an adult person that we have common. We probably had people in common as friends because we're from the same part of the country. She looked like a 20-some-year-old. I'm like late 20s. I was like, okay, let me follow her. Not a public person or anything like that. Just like a regular, coming from the same like part of the country, of the world, I should say. Look way older than their age. I was like, okay, she's like that. Let me just say this. I've never even interacted and talked to this person. I follow her stories like you see here, traveling the world and whatever. That's that. Now, finding out that she was not actually an adult when I follow her. What you think these people telling you they're gonna frame you with children? They hold on to that. Oh yeah, Snapchat. Yeah, you follow her. I was like, yeah, I follow somebody who I thought was an adult. You're right. So they've been saying Snapchat, like, yeah. I was like, trash. Look at this person I follow on Snapchat, and look at this kid here who's supposed to be 30 years old. You dumb shit. But it's okay. These clowns are supposed to gaslight me. The reason why I make these videos is because I'm like, hey, these videos are also a warning for these clowns. Like, when you approach me with your fantasy shit, your dumbness, please be aware. You think you come with your gaslighting stupidity, your condescending gaslighting trolling ways. Okay. Do your thing. Whatever gonna happen is gonna happen. Some people, you know what they do sometimes? They Snapchat. Like, Snapchat is not like just a social media that people. This is Snapchat. Now, what they try to do now, right? Because they will try to create a mental battle. Today, I'm being manipulated. I'll never be myself. I'll always be manipulated the way they want me to be manipulated. And on top of that, they want me to identify with this manipulation. And they're using a lot of childlike people. This actually, it is a help. They don't know. It helps me a little bit because you don't respect them as human beings. Who are you? Can you imagine some clown that's like a 16-year-old trying to tell you, it's you, it's so you, Snapchat, like you, just some retard shit. But hey, don't get it twisted. Target Vigil, I see this teenage 16-year-old as participant in a program where they torture children and women. So that is always added in the evaluation, in the assessment. I will not disconnect with the reality of what they're involved in, and they're not real stuff that they call not real because they want to dismiss what they're involved in. Never. I always connect that with them. Never. I will always think of all the horror that is consistent of torturing children and women. I will not forget that. I refuse to. Any of this participant equate the torture of women and children. I will not forget. It will always go together. Always. I will always connect this trash with the horror of what they're involved in. I cannot forget what they're part of. I will not forget it. I will always connect them. So if they... Let me just end there. But they try to create a mental battle. So you see Snapchat here, right? What you're saying is like, at the bottom is like a discovery thing. This is just like, you scroll down, they show random things about everything. It's just some random stuff. It's a great way to just waste time, to be honest. They tell a story about dogs, about this, about that. It's just some random stuff that comes up. You know, it's just like, just whatever comes up. Then there was like, in 2021 or so, 2020 or 2021, when I was already being a target individual that dealt with the V2K and synthetic telepathy. This started with me in 2019, August 19, 2019. I made sure to skip the date of when that happened because I want to remember that since that day, since August 19, 2019, what started happening to my brain and how I started experiencing what I'm experiencing. I haven't been myself since that day. I've not been me since that day. Everything I've been experiencing has been a manipulation, an experience, an alteration of some sort. It's been so degrading. And so since that day, I know it's like past August 19, 2019, it's done. I'm whatever they want me to be. I am just a puppet. A puppet that knows that he's a puppet. So in 2020, at that point I haven't learned that. Listen, today I don't even want to be on. Today I don't even watch movies. Not because I don't like movies. Because as soon as I see a child in a movie, they're gonna manipulate me. I'm scared of looking at ads. I mean, it's just that's how bad as it gets. I watch anime only. No, listen, I'm not a. I enjoy anime, but I'm not an anime person. Like you know the animation. I don't like. I've always kind of liked anime, but it's not something I only watch. But it's the safest thing I can watch, even if they manipulate me. Is gonna be toward a drawing, and the manipulations are gonna be like in this disturbing ways, but toward like the kids in this drawing. So I don't care about that. So they do that toward like I can watch anything with if there's kids in it. They're gonna disturb me. But in 20, that's what has happened now because it's just been too much. I'm like, I'd rather just not even look at any of that. Like, no movies, no shows. I'm good. And I love like Netflix shows. I love movies and things like that. And forget about anything wholesome. Oh my gosh, nah, that's gonna be disturbed. That's not even that. I stopped that immediately when they manipulated me. But I was still trying to watch movies and shows on Netflix, on Hulu, on all that. And I still try to go on Snapchat, see what's going on there, see if, whatever stories, and just like that in the discovery that you see here. And then one day there was like, there's some things about like high school like athletes, and they were talking about this high school athlete that was like a girl. But let me just say first, they as I scroll down, the forehead of this girl, they start stimulating me. I was like, oh my gosh, she must be a teenager. I knew it was a teenager the second I saw the forehead. Not because I'm able to guess if somebody's a child or a teenager by looking at the forehead, like a teenage kid, but the forehead. Of course, I can do that. The reason why I knew it was a teenager is because they have these ways of manipulating you to give you sexual stimulation. It's almost like you feel something in your brain just being played with, and your libido just cranks up. It's a weird feeling. It does not feel organic. It feels like something just being like stimulated. And every time I feel that, I'm like, oh, there must be a child around here. Sometimes it's not. Before even I see a child, it's like there must be a child here. They stimulate me this way, so they do that in advance to just like aim the stimulation toward these children. So I scroll down. I see the forehead. I'm like, oh nope, not gonna do that. I know it must be a teenager. But somehow I forget that what was down there. I forgot what was what was there. I got disoriented. Not even I just started thinking of other things, and I scroll back down, forgetting exactly what just happened not too long ago. I scroll down, boom! Oh no! I saw. It was like a track team, like a track runner, but she was showing like she's in track, but she's showing her abs. She got like very defined abs, like. Oh my gosh, the stimulation was intense. She's like a 16-year-old, 16, 17. Stimulation, pew! I was like, ah. I was like, I mean, that's what they're gonna do. They do that to like little babies. As a matter of fact, as I was making this video, an old friend of mine, I think, has like a baby, like a 1-year-old. They start stimulating me toward her. So that was like obvious. Then they start creating a mental battle in my brain. It's like, yeah, no, but how would you feel if you were normal? Would you see it? And they start to make me imagine. It's like, it's gonna go the way you want me to go. I know that if I was normal and I saw that, I would, okay, whatever. Like, oh, she got strong, she got nice abs, good for her. Like, I wouldn't think, oh, I need to have, like, that's the way they're forcing me to think. And they're like, no, but you'll feel like that. It's like, I won't feel nothing. I'll watch that with none of, I will have zero stimulation, zero reaction, but today, I can't. And they try to play with my brains, like, no, but you feel this. And they're just like, no, that's what you make me imagine how I would feel. And it's a game not worth even playing. Because they're going to manipulate how you going to imagine how you experience things. It's crazy. It's like, no, I experienced that because you manipulate my brain. And if I was not being manipulated, I'll watch all of that with zero fear of anything. I'll watch it. Okay, well, nothing. Nothing. And so, what they want me to imagine is like, how would you experience it if you weren't being manipulated? Go ahead. I was like, yeah, like I don't know what you're gonna do. I will never identify with this, and I know that today I will never be me. I could look at any teenager, any man, any child, whatever, especially the babies. Oh my gosh, with nothing. These clowns try to gaslight me, tell me how I'm gonna be stabbed to make me subscribe to it. They stab me then. Now, by the way, and so one way to try to make me acceptive, you see, there's one of these person there. There's a fitness model called Pineapple Brat, and like, but you see, you follow her. It's like, this is not even like this. Is she kind of lost some weight here? Pineapple Brat is a fitness model with curves, and a fitness model, like very womanly. And let's just be honest, in my mind they're like, yeah, but you see, fitness, this teenager have abs, you see, so she have abs, you wanted that, you see, you will see it now you make me. And the truth is, let's just say that Pineapple Brat is not her abs that really got me to follow her. I don't think she even have abs, but she has curves and other things. But they're just trying to use, because this Pineapple Brat is like a 20-some-year-old and like early 20s or something like that. It's like, you'll see her. It's like, you think that I don't know that I can look at a fitness model that's 20-some-year-old? Of course I can. What do you mean? Especially then when I'm like 31. Like, you think I'm gonna let you leave your retardation? But today I can look at a baby that's one. And so the older kids is even worse. And they try to use that as a mental battle. Like, let's go. The trash will tell me who are framing me with children want me to subscribe to this narrative. Target vision will be strong. And then let me, what you're seeing here, what you're gonna hear soon, in this little weird little video there, is really who destroyed my life. The employer who destroyed my life is not the employer that I currently have. They're just participant. Matter of fact, not only the participant, they're putting the battery in the back of these retards. The employee who destroyed me is a very, very, very. They are very, very, very influenceable individual in this country. Their influence have even grown since COVID. They're billionaires, but billionaires that have been donating to a lot of politicians. They're big in politics, very big, and bigger. They're not the richest billionaires, but in comparison to with their wealth and how much they donate is high. They're always now they're like at the top of the list of the highest donors. Who they donated in 2017 or 18 was a man called Roy Moore. Let me say that again, Roy Moore. Let me say that again, Roy Moore. I said that on purpose because they have an issue to say his name openly. They say his name as if this guy is the boogeyman. Roy Moore was a man who allegedly raping 14-year-old kid when he was an assistant DA. Okay, in that video you're gonna hear what Roy Moore was doing. Then you're gonna hear somebody walking and say, I'm gonna say Roy Moore. You'll see, well, you won't see it, but the face of the people was around turned so red because the boogeyman is being said, and they can't say it unless it's said in a very cowardly way. Matter of fact, as I'm saying that right now, this perps interacting with me via V2K are saying Roy Moore in the ways they're allowed to, like good little dogs. And I love that because I know they're supposed to agitate me by saying Roy Moore in this cowardly way, but I'm like, it just actually validates me. Trash, keep validating me. And so I walk in this place and I say Roy Moore, and they get scared. It's like, why are you scared? Well, this trash here, as I'm saying that, they're like, yo, Roy. They say Roy Moore when I'm not listening. Yo, Roy. It's like, I'm who? Please, let me hear that. Exactly. This man was allegedly raping 14-year-old kid. And you're gonna hear what he was allegedly doing and how disgusting it was. And he was an assistant DA, by the way. 30-some-year-old assistant day, raping as young as 14-year-old, well, sexually assaulting at least 14-year-old kids. I mean, the validation I have is just surreal. This is just a simple for Snapchat. First of all, you look at what Snapchat is really, not what they try to paint it as. Then the reality of the people with, you see that girl over there that looks like a 12-year-old but says 30 over there. Supposed to be making me identify with this. Now they make me think of another thing where called Badu, where there was somebody like it's crazy, this game. It's nasty that these people over there with this agenda are supposed to paint a narrative where they're not gonna paint me in this fashion. Target video stay strong. Snapchat, this is what Snapchat is. The people who tell me they're gonna frame me with children, they are not manipulating my brain in these ways. They won't. Stay strong and listen to reality.
It wasn't just the mall, folks. One Alabama journalist claims that Moore was also banned from the YMCA for his inappropriate behavior of soliciting sex from young girls. And don't forget, he did that while he was assistant DA.
Ok, Raymond. Regarde sa gueule. Ouais, il veut pleurer. Eh oui, je sais. Ouais, ok. I think I'm good. Yeah. Dans sa gueule en plus. Think outside of work, whatever. I'm not here to change the world or your point of view, but when you come to you, here it's all about the work. It's not about where you're from. It's not about where this individual. Something of that nature will just, I think, awaken all of us. But it's something that's been